Hi, welcome to Rajal. In today's video, I am going to explain about this Power BI. As we all know, Power BI is one kind of data visualization tool, part of business intelligence, which is majorly used to visualize the data, wherein by creating different dashboards and all everything whenever we are working on projects. Nowadays, as you know, being a business analyst, it is also becoming important for business analyst teams to understand as well as visualizing the data. So hence I have taken a data wherein you can see here, this is what generally the data I have taken, which is about employee sample data, which was taken here. So this is the data which normally we have taken, right? So whatever the data information, whatever is required and related and all, everything we're taken on these grounds. And if we want to filter this, wherein if you want to filter this data, whatever we have taken, so the filtration of the data can be done, wherein here you can see, you can, wherein I have enabled keep all filters so that the filter process can be done whatever is required and where it is needed, right? So all these things we can do. Along with that, it's not only this, if you want to create any kind of dashboard reports and all everything is also we have to be updated with, right? So wherein, yeah, so whatever the data we have taken, whatever the information which was taken here, wherein whatever the updations we have made so far in reference to the employee information, right? So whatever the kind of number ID number we have taken, followed by the job title, right? So department, business units, at the same time, hiring date, right? So all that information can be taken in this Power BI dashboard. So whenever we have taken this into the Power BI dashboard, wherein whatever the transformation of data to be done and all everything that we can do it. So data transformation is also one of the key and prominent element where we can do it, right? So if you want to transform the data or if you want to extract the data or something like, wherein by using different workbook, all that stuff, here we can see there is an option called Excel workbook, wherein here this is how generally the employee data can be taken, as I have shown some time back, right? So this is how generally this data can be extracted over here. At the same time, if you want to get the data from the data sets and all everything, or else if you want to connect to the uh, SQL server, right? So because SQL server can also be used as a database wherein to connect so that data can be imported from that, right? So we need to connect and as well as we need to import the SQL server database and all everything from the databases whatever we have created, all that. At the same time, whenever here you can see if you want to enter the data directly, whatever the data is required and all everything, if you want to enter any sort of data manually to understand it, so entering the data can be done equally, right? So here we can enter the data and wherein we can create the tables and all everything and we can do it. Along with this, here you can see there are the recent resources which I have taken. Like for example, not only the employee data, even I have taken some information relating to train. Yeah, so this is where generally the information I have taken, right? So information, whatever the information we have taken and all everything was mentioned over here. So whenever we have taken this data, wherein you can see here you can see there is an option called load, where if you want to transform the data here, this is where you can see there is an option called transformation of data. So whenever we are clicking on the data, Whenever we are clicking on the data here, you can see here, right? So the transformation as data here as done here, yeah, you can see, right? So what are the data transformation I have done from an Excel sheet, whatever I have taken. So the data can be extracted from the system. Whatever the system are we using and all everything is what we can use it. At the same time, if you want to update this information, whatever the related information we want, whatever the information we want to see, for example, if you want to add a new query for a particular thing, here you can see add a new query, right? So here you can see if we want to write any kind of new queries or something like, wherein here we can write down the queries and all, right? So for example, query called XYZ, right? Like, for example, as an example, I'm just taking it, right? So queries can be taken wherein whatever the queries and all everything here you can see there is an exception is what generally we have taken over here. At the same time, XYZ won't be taken, but as an example, I'm just showing you here, right? So at the same time, if you want to modify whatever the table are we going to create, here you have to mention about the name, right? Text string type, integer type, all this information has to be updated in here subsequently. So that whatever the related information we are working on, whatever the information we have taken or as well as extracted here, so wherein this transformation of data can be done. So followed by this, if you want to add or if you want to add any kind of columns to the existing ones, right? So or else if you want to transform, right? So for example, if you want to run any kind of R scripting or Python scripting and all everything for this existing one, here you can see run R script. Because R programming and Python programming these are the two programming languages nowadays are we using and all. Here you can see run R script where if you want to run R script and all everything, here we can run different R scripts and all everything and we can work on it. Right. So this is where generally here you can see right. So this is where generally R execute equal to data sets holds in the input data, scripts data change. Right. So this is how generally this information will be updated whenever and wherever it is needed, all that. So this is how generally the transformation of data as well as transforming the data is all everything is what generally we can do whenever we are working on the application. So this is how generally the changes whatever we want to make and whatever the changes to be made to the existing application, or else if you want to create any kind of reports, right? So whatever the reports we want to generate, right? So if you want to summarize any reports, right? So if you want to uh, because if you want to summarize anything, you can summarize the reports. Of course, as of now, we are not summarizing any reports as such. So summarization of reports and all everything were taken. So they are asking about three pending. There are pending changes to be had applied. So if you want to apply any kind of changes to the existing application, here you can see there is an option called apply changes, where whatever the changes we want to make to the existing application, whatever is needed, something relating to this existing application and all. So application changes if you want to make, so that changes of the application can be done, wherein by evaluating the information, whatever the related information we have taken. So evaluation of the information can be done, wherein by implementing, by connecting on the applying changes, because data in reference to the queries and all everything, if there is any kind of data which is to be transformed or something of that sort, so wherein that can be done, right? So example, whatever the SQL we are mentioning, right? So whatever the data we are going to load, right? So this data information, whatever we have taken, so that information can be updated, and wherein whatever the related reports to be prepared or whatever the dashboards we want to create, all that. So all these things can be created. Or else if you want to create an other page where you can go to page 2, wherein if you want to take any kind of data sets as separate. So here we have four options wherein we are importing some data from Excel or from the load of sample data set. I am taking load sample data set here. Right. So these are the financials data, whatever we have taken. right? So this is what generally the preview of the data we have taken. Right, so this is how generally some sort of data which can be taken and which can be transformed even, right? So transformation of data and all everything can also be done here. So this is also something which normally we can do whenever we are working on these sort of applications, when and wherever it is needed, all that stuff. This is how generally this Power BI is being used by uh, maybe by the business analyst or someone. If you want to extract the data, or if you want to transform the data, or if you want to generate any kind of report generations to be made, right? So all these report generations and all everything can be done. So this is one thing, being a business analyst, we have to do it. Because being a BA, it is always important for us to extract the data. And if you want any report generations, or if you want to mention any kind of details to the existing application, whatever is required and all, so everything can be done here automatically. This is how generally Power BI is being used, especially for business analysts, people who are working as a business analyst or who wants to transform their career towards business analysis roles. On that, this Power BI is one of the tool as a business intelligence tool, which can be used uh, by the business analyst team, and so that they can evaluate the reports and all everything, whatever is needed to them. So this is all about this video. If you have any questions, if you have any queries in regard to that, please reach out to the contact details, which will be posted in below to this video. Thank you.